It's here.
1, 2, 3. We are live.
Nice.
Okay, let's check the voice.
How do we share the screen? Yes, share the screen. Here. What the sounds will come from there, from the speaker. Yes, I can hear. You choose this one.
Hello.
The framing is correct. Cover the screen so people can see it.
The audio is gone.
Audio is from there.
There, right? Hello, hello.
Yeah, when you speak, you see.
If you want to use this,
And you need to connect with the
iPhone.
mic. Or iPhone needs to connect with the mic.
Even if it is iPhone, it would be hard to hear. It's better to be close to this.
Yeah.
We have an adapter as well. So yeah. It's but in terms of whether it's going to be displayed here, that's going to be a bit of it. So what I would suggest, they come connect here, and if they want to connect to Google Meet, still tight. Yeah. Because right now, what's displayed is coming from this Mac.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and this Mac is connected to Google Meet. Yeah, it is connected to Google Meet. Yeah. But once we're done, I'm just gonna be passing it on to you guys. So I'm gonna be turning this off. So that was my plan. Yeah.
I think it should still be okay. I mean, like from here we cannot connect our laptop, right?
No.
No, I think it's okay. We'll have our laptop there and we can turn it off. By the way, you are.
Yeah, I'm Ease. I'm from the talent acquisition team.
Oh, talent acquisition. Okay.
Yeah. So
I thought you were one of the engineers.
nah.
Just chilling.
Yeah.
Is it stressful, is it? Talent acquisition.
It is stressful. One is finding the right talents, and one is convincing the hiring managers that these people are worth hiring.
Okay. Yeah, I see the stressfulness in this, a lot of talking,
A lot of talking.
Okay.
And what sucks is if you're an introvert. Yeah, I am an introvert, but I'm an extrovert by force.
By force. By passion, no, what do you call it?
Born-
By career.
Yeah, born to be by myself, forced to be in a community, I guess.
Yes.
But anyways, I'm gonna be talking as well later on. So
okay.
yeah.
Maimul, by the way. I mean, you're gonna forget, but
Sorry?
hopefully, Maimul.
Maimul.
M-A-I-M-U-L. If you forget, no worries. We will see each other a lot, Then
Definitely. Hello, hello, hello. So it's me again, your buddy from Xsolla. So we're gonna be starting at 7. So if you're done eating, do proceed to the training room right there so that you can be prepared, alright? Don't worry, you're gonna be networking again later on, so yeah. Don't be afraid to leave your buddies.
We are live. Because we are live.
Huh?
Don't secrets because we are live. Everything is here.
Talk about the company.
So the laptop here is everything that you say went live.
We secret.
Yes.
We didn't say anything, don't worry.
So we're gonna watch it later.
Namin, right?
Thank you for the heads up.
Are you gonna be?
On the second seat.
Yeah. So you want to display yourself or you?
No, tidak tidak.
Because right now, we are using this.
And I have a demo.
Aha. Okay.
Can we use this one?
Tak lah yang tu.
Oh, your laptop.
Google Meet. Then you can control it.
But the Google Meet is not going to be displayed there, though.
But we're gonna use.
Yeah. Okay. If that one, then no problem.
Okay, anyway, let's everybody use it all laptop.
Yeah, I think I agree.
They have the adapter, right, for USB-C.
Sorry?
The adapter for USB-C.
Yeah, we do have.
Hey,
Bro.
Very perfect.
Bro. Who's the doctor, guys?
the Docker game.
I'm waiting for the swag to come.
Oh, you're waiting for a second.
Yeah, it will be delivered tomorrow.
What did you have?
Download.
I have another one.
Yeah, we are asking for more.
You're my phone. Yeah, you got it. What did you What did you get?
Can you take a picture?
Aku ke saw camera.
Huh?
Saw camera.
Upstairs. Oh, fuck that camera. That camera is shit.
Then,
Doctor sensors there.
Hello, hello, hello.
Sorry, man. I gotta
Oh,
come
sorry.
in.
We're gonna start. Then we will close that one.
Catch this one. Test. It's here, right? Which mic is catching on the audio?
I think your side is catching from school. Yeah, because we didn't have time to re-integrate the GPU. So that's the
Okay.
Or you can do one thing. You can bring your laptop.
Keep it a bit further.
Yeah, probably.
Here.
There should be a way to connect from here to your.
Should have a USB-C.
Yeah. We should use this mic. Can we use this mic?
It's not advisable right now, bro. If you do it now, it's just gonna.
It's not prepared, so I guess. Okay.
I mean, next time you want to do this again, probably you can set requirements early on. Because I only knew about this live broadcast like half. I mean, like this afternoon. So yeah, we didn't have the time.
So if for audio input, is there a specific tool or something?
We do have, yeah.
I'm assuming this. Yeah, even that you have also right. Even now, Mexico can have my want to share how we do this excellent Chinese. Maybe for data.
Hello. Welcome to our SRE camp. So, this is our second camp meetup. That's great to see you guys here. We have a lot of things to share with you today. My name is Dan.
Mo here as well. We sound like good YouTubers, man, you know. Okay, so welcome to the second one. Just while Zayda preparing the slides. Okay, you want to share first the house rules? Just a quick question. How many of you attend the AWS user group? I always do a quick survey to know which people. Okay, we have a couple. Okay, most of you attend AWS. Who's here first time SRE meetup? That's great. Who knows about the meetup from LinkedIn? Okay, only one. Meetup.com? Oh, nice. Facebook, we didn't do Facebook. We have AWS user group on Facebook. No one using Facebook anymore. Right? Okay, that's great. Before I pass it to Zayda, want to share first the house rules, then we talk a bit on our channels.
So, if anybody wants to eat, it's okay. We just eat outside. We have a lot of food still. We have food left. Chit chat also. We are friends. We are missing each other. So you can also go outside. Last thing for the people online, we are live. So anybody want to ask any question just scan this QR code. It will send you to a Slido, so you can write your picture there for all the talks that we have.
Okay, so I'm excited for this one, right? So we don't have for our AWS user group now. Just to share with you guys, we won actually the best AWS user group in Asia. Just Kaushik, our colleagues, got the prize from Las Vegas in the reInvent. But we are excited for this this meetup, the SRE. We want to do it a bit different, right? AWS meetups start getting more on services level, like whoever doing on things on SQS or like EC2 or whatever things. We are very tight on the service, on AWS services, right? Our goal actually from the SRE meetups, we want to do it a bit different. We want to talk more on processes, right? Like how you guys do things as a DevOps teams. If you take a look like what we mentioned like last time as well, like Spotify do SRE and DevOps different than how Google doing it, different how Netflix doing it, different how we do it in Eurasia Move. So I think we want to be more in the community is like how actually the team structure is. So if you have any ideas or talk you want to share, how you structure your team, how the process is being handled. Next talk we have a project from our team. We're going to talk how we in Eurasia Move we do full automation for our incident response, for example. So it's more on processes as well, not on like specific service. So these kind of things we want to be more active on. And again, like if you are a manager or you are a senior engineer, how you motivate your people as well. Because SRE sometimes is a hard role. If you are not organized, your team could be 24 hours on call. So as well, like how you protect the team from all these kind of things. So we want more involved on processes, leadership, and we are not really tied on the SRE. We can talk FinOps stuff as well, DevOps things. So this is what I would say is different than our AWS user group beta. So more as well, we want to be more leadership, community, people, and of course, latest technology. So that's why we are creating this one. If you scan this one, we want to create a communication channel, right? So whether Telegram, Discord, or Slack, whatever you guys prefer, we want as well to reach to a point is like, okay, I have this problem with incident response in my company, for example. You can go and share on Telegram and see how different companies doing things here. Right, so we'd love to see how different companies. So we want to do it more on interactive community than just like people sharing on services level. So do let us know. Just scan this one. We're going to create one. I was for Telegram, but if you guys like any other channel, we would love to hear from you. Zayden, pass it to you from here.
Yeah, thanks, Mo. On top of that, that channel actually is not only for us two, right? If anybody has a questions, if anybody has a problem you want to share, we can actually like help each other and we work together. Yeah, today a lot of things will happen. We have a buzz corner. It's like fresh news, what happened last month in SRE and many other things. Welcome by Xsolla, and then we go through the topics that we have today. I have to go fast, so let's move to buzz corner. So, Shukwan will present that today. We have Kubernetes v1.32 that has just released yesterday. We have many features moved to stable, like make Kubernetes aware of load balancer behavior. That's actually a very great feature. Before that, Kubernetes was not aware of what happened in the load balancer levels. Now it can get the status of the load balancer, is it failing, and it can take action as well. And the customer profile in kubectl debug. So before that, when you type kubectl debug, you need to pass some parameter and so on. So now you can make it automated, put it in a profile, and later if you want to debug something, you can just, I want to debug that bug with that profile, which is part of automation as well. And then we have a memory manager, kind of any application that memory expensive, like use memory a lot, the memory manager is there to make sure that it can get what it needs from the memory perspective. And then we have a lot of services, or a lot of features moved to beta as well, which is the job API managed by maintenance is there. So managed by is a notation that will be added in any job which controller is managing this, which gives us better visibility what is managing what when you talk about jobs. Then we move to only allow anonymous authentication for configure invoice. That's a great feature actually, because before that, if you want to allow the 𝗧cie endpoint, it was not easy. Now you can just make it anonymous. So for that particular endpoint, I don't want authentication, and it can be reachable from outside. We have also recovered from volume expansion failure and volume group snapshot. Volume group snapshot is very interesting because now it's actually when you talk about distributed system and the system that need multiple volume attached, then you can just group them together and take in the same time snapshot. We have also some features in alpha like asynchronous function in Kubernetes scheduler. That thing is actually very important for a scheduler because before that, when you have a low priority path and high priority path, and you want to take the memory or resources from the low priority path, it takes time. Now it can be asynchronized. Same time can get rid of the old low priority path and assign more resources for the new path, high priority path. Then take care of the API removals, because if you want to upgrade, you need to change that API. Yeah, that's all about Kubernetes.
Okay, so hi, I'm 𝗧cie𝗽𝗰. So we have some announcements from AWS recently related to their AWS events. So we're sharing some of the updates from those. So one is they announced that EKS Auto Mode. So the name actually tells us that it will do some tasks for us, like automation things. So actually it's taking care of the compute, storage and network tasks for your Kubernetes cluster, and it will do the things for you. Suppose you need to scale. So when it comes for auto scaling, it can scale the nodes, it can scale the EC2 instances, and then it can scale out and scale in on behalf of you. And then if you are worried about the patch upgrades or anything regarding patches for security vulnerabilities, you can do the patch updates every 21 days, and then it integrates with load balancer for seamless scaling. And auto scaling actually it automatically manages the storage configuration and lifecycle as well. It can support you with extended IP spaces for IPv4 and IPv6, and it has the built-in identity management. So if you want to try this auto mode, it will give you a lot of things that will take care of your Kubernetes cluster for you. And it's available for now for EKS clusters running Kubernetes 1.2.9 version and so on. Yeah. So you can try this. You can try this by API or console or from using any ISC formation or Terraform as well. Yep.
Yeah, the next news is actually 12-factor app manifesto is open source now. Anybody knows what is 12-factor? 12-factor application is actually the ideal practice to develop application on cloud. And the current now is actually being not updated from 2013, so it's a long time. So now they actually open source it, and a lot of people are participating to refactor that practice and how to do that for the modern applications. And they're going to focus on 3 things. The first thing is telemetry best practice, how you shape that telemetry from your application. Then the workload identity and connection to backend service. Is that kind of how to manage your secret and configuration? Because current now, managing secret is very hard, right? So they need to define that practice as well. And then handling multiple 12-factor applications. So today no one is managing one application only, right? It's multiple applications. So they will add some practice on how to develop 2 12-factor applications together.
How many of you guys have used AWS CloudFront? I think many of us, yeah. So we know that it's a content delivery network service. So we use it for different purposes. Some of us we use it for static content delivery, and some of us use it for dynamic content delivery, like our APIs, which is very dynamic and real time. So if you use CloudFront and you enable the logging, right? We knew that it sends the logs in S3. the only destination it supports before was S3. And the log files it stores in S3 bucket was, the file name was a flat structure. So the file name was like distribution ID dash timestamp and then .csv. It comes with the CSV. The problem was you just have only one destination, that is S3. Second, it comes with a CSV file. So when you are querying, you have the only option to query using Athena. So when you are querying from Athena for these logs, the CSV actually takes some time, and does it actually increase the cost for the Athena. And there's no way to partition your log data inside S3 because it comes with a flat structure file name. So Athena has an option partition projection. So using that, you can project the partition and you can tell Athena that please query the logs for this a specific time, and Athena will query based on the timestamp. And so what it does, it goes through all the log files in the S3 and it actually checks the timestamp. So it was not sufficient back that time. So CloudFront actually now supports additional log formats, which is Parquet. Parquet is very faster and sufficient compared to CSV. Second is it has now support for more destinations. One is CloudWatch. You can send the logs to CloudWatch in JSON or C or normal text format. And also, if you want the real-time logs for your CloudFront, then you can use Firehose data stream to stream the logs. And in the S3, it now has support to partition your data. So it supports Hive style format. Hive style format means you can store your logs by some partition. Suppose by year, by day, by month, by hour. So when you are partitioning your log data based on the hour and date and time, then when you are querying for the specific date or time, Athena will only query for that specific folder in your S3 bucket. So it doesn't need to go through all the files in your S3, and thus it actually reduces the cost in your Athena. So yeah, so this is the update which actually makes the log analysis for CloudFront very efficient. You guys can try that out if you are using CloudFront and CloudFront logs.
Yeah, so a new certificate has been issued with Cloud Native, which is very interesting to SRE. Just check them out.
Okay.
We need to finish because we need the Xsolla.
Okay, sure. So CloudWatch Container Insights, it launches the enhanced observability for ECS. Previously, if you use EKS, this feature was for EKS. You can get all the metrics and for your cluster, your containers, your tasks. So from EKS, now it supports ECS, so you can get, it's a single platform where you can get all the metrics for your cluster, your tasks, your containers, all together.
Prometheus 3 has been released last month. It has a lot of things, new UI, and then it also has a native support for OpenTelemetry. Check it out.
So if you, as the metrics, you are sending the metrics using OpenTelemetry, right? You have OpenTelemetry in your application. So you can send those traces to X-ray using the OpenTelemetry endpoint of X-ray. Yeah, that now AWS supports.
Yeah, new things that has, like it's on development, OpenTelemetry also focusing on GenAI applications to have the instrumentation. So they focus on the traces, matrix, and the events that come from the GenAI application. Currently now they focus on one library, which is Python library, and that's all. Thank you so much, guys.
Thank you, guys.
Now we pass it to Xsolla.
Alright, so hi, my name is Islan. I was the one that was talking this earlier. Right, so I'm going to be passing on the welcome note to our VP of Engineering, Mr. Kiko.
Hello, welcome. My name is Kiko. I just moved here from Dubai. I'm the VP of Engineering for Xsolla. I'm really happy to welcome you here. I'm happy to see a healthy community here in Kuala Lumpur. So I'm very heavily involved and invested in building a local community wherever I'm based. So in Dubai, I was really active about building this, across the different communities there. And I'm really hoping to replicate that and even exceed that here in KL. Right? So again, welcome. I don't want to take too much time from the people speaking today, but you know, I think in the future what you can look forward to is more engagement from us here, and then more talks about you know, some meaty technical topics where we can all pick up and learn and then apply in our day-to-day jobs, right? Because at the end of the day, you know what, we don't want to be remembered by the good food and the good office only, you know. But it is nice, yes, yes. Okay, but hopefully not only that in the future. Yeah. Okay, that's it. Thanks, guys.
All right, thank you, Kiko. So now it's back to me. All right, so in case you haven't logged into our Wi-Fi, so this is a Wi-Fi ID and Wi-Fi password. And actually, we actually need to give you a briefing on the emergency situations. So this is, yeah, that's the map. Anybody watch Dora the Explorer? That's the map. So this is the office layout for this level. We actually have 2 levels, but I'm not going to be sharing about the other level. We're here right now. Unless you work here, and I will be sharing about the upper levels. So make sure you apply. Right, so right now we're here, so this is level 13, next please. Alright, so where are we now? We are down here in this area. As you can see, the seats and the pantry that you ate the food just now. Next please, and where are the washrooms? Like I said, for the people who came early on, I briefed them. But for you guys who came in a bit late, so the washrooms are located from where you entered, near the lift area. They should be on your right hand side, left hand side, male, female. There's going to be signs, and I'm pretty sure you guys can read. So, yeah. Alright, so next. And in case of any emergency situations, I mean, we did the fire drill. Anybody who works here in Bangsa South knows that it was super tiring. We had to go down the staircases. So the staircases are located near the toilets. So if you find the toilet, you will know where the stairs are. Yeah, alright? So yeah, just a continuation about Xsolla, right? So aside from being the safety person, I'm also one of the talent acquisition here in Xsolla, of which I'm going to be sharing a bit more about the roles that we have open later on. But let me just share with you about Xsolla, since we are sponsoring the venue this time around. So yeah. What we actually are, we are a video game commerce company. We do not create games. We are in the video game industry, but do not create games. Basically, we are a video game business engine for game developers. So game developers would only just focus on creating games, and they leave the business part to us, right? So we have, yeah, all the details are here, and you can read. I don't want to take too much of your time, right? So these are our partners and our clients, right? So anybody who's a gamer might know these names. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of names: Roblox, T2, Sega, blah 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 blah. Right, right. And these are our products. So, like I said, we do not create games, but instead these are our business points. We create payment solutions, anti-fraud systems, pay with points, web shop, game sales, subscriptions. Yeah. Right? And yeah, we're done. Right? So I'm going to be passing it back to the organizers for the next speech. Thank you. We're going to be talking about careers later on, so expect me again.
Thank you guys so much. Thank you so much. Like Xsolla always generous with the food and the venue. Like they actually one of the best companies that provide food in Malaysia. Okay, so we move forward to the next topic. I invite our speaker here. Okay, he can introduce himself while I'm sitting the text. Please.
Okay, hi everyone. I believe before we go further, I just want to know who are here working as a SRE. SRE, don't be shy. This is time you to shine. Okay. Okay. Thank you. Okay, so first of all, thank you very much. This session will be a sharing session. Don't take it as hey, we are going to have a lecture. I know the slide will be going to be boring, but I will talk along the way using the points with my actual experience. Because if I talk with the points, you will be sleeping. Because I know all of you here are super tired throughout the day. Some of you are just as like me, who are actually going incident 3 in the morning and then you haven't slept yet. So let's enjoy it together and take it breeze, okay? So, who am I? So my full name is Muhammad Johar Jaafar. Okay, you can reach out to LinkedIn or any other places, but you may see me in a different area because I used to be working with Meta, I used to be working with Razer, I used to be working with a lot of companies that are not mentioning here. And my journey was started as early as I could think is like secondary school, where I involved with security. I worked with OWASP before as a part of researcher and also contributor to certain tools. And I also used to be a programmer as well. I mean, because of being a programmer is really a tough job. As a programmer, I know there's a lot of things need to be bear in mind, but as goes along, I think myself, as my background with, if you might find my publishing articles here and there, you might find myself, hey, this guy is actually a network guy. Throughout all years, I have been being positioned with different domain. I end up with SRE. You know why? Because I love processes. Processes determine where you are, where you want to walk, how do you want to walk, and how do you want to be styled. Okay. And as I said, and in my leisure day, I spend my time as a WordPress enthusiast. So if you might find me, hey, this guy let me talk in WordCamp last year. So yeah, that is the guy that talk about security. So I used to talk with security a lot, but as a SRE, I love that a lot. Okay, and also I'm also doing a Terata repo, which is a Malay version of Wiki for IT. Okay, so before we go further, I know there's a lot of mind when we talk about alerts. How many of you run work in a company where there is so many applications like above than 5? Above than 5. Don't be shy, and don't be shy. Just raise your hand. I know it's a tough thing to do, tough thing to manage, especially when it breaks down. How many times that the alerts fail to help you? A lot, right? Maybe some of unable or unexplained situation where sometimes the error doesn't make sense. What the heck is this alert of? Sometimes you don't even if you pass the information to the developer, hey, this is the processing information that showing the error, but then again it does not make sense. And because of that, the era of cloud really helped us to do the work. Okay. However, when we are talking about the mean time to resolution or MTTR due to human bottleneck, it's because of how we manage things. Because in application, in getting the reach out to the certain of level of observability, you have to be precise on how you manage things. If you did not manage well, then you can't get the exact expectation that you wanted to have. And to have that, detailed processes is required. So this is the item that we will talk about later in the different slides. But this is how things happen right now. And most of it, or you might encounter, you might not encounter, that lack of proactive mechanism to handle the situation or to solve the issue within the certain period of time, because each businesses has different RPO, RTO, recovery point of time on an objective. I believe I can see a lot of people here might work with banking solution or maybe big fintech, retail, and some of it like in this company, games. They are providing game platform engine where the resolution time should be less than 0. Should be. Because if not, it will occur a lot of kaching at the back. Where you sometimes, in my early days, I remember when I'm just really, I would say at that point of time, I was so stupid. When I do migration, I just copy and paste, because back then, we don't, okay, to be honest, I give you some background. It was a mercurial deployment. Any one of you during the era that used mercurial and SDN? Okay, okay, I believe you know the jokes, right? Okay, so, but I don't want to go further because I know a lot of you doesn't use that. But again, things back then were funny because of a lot of unconventional stuff that you do that you have to work on in order to get that observability. It's hard back then. And alerts was not really at that point of time where actually can be able to react as what we have now. So I know some businesses have really a predicament, like a list of alert that you want to have to be ensured that, hey, how this is reduce the downtime. How? The topic is how. So in order to have that zero downtime, that you said to the customer, hey, I have 99.99999%. And you heard it before, right? I believe you have definitely so in somewhere else. But to improve that, it's also come along with the operational cost. So that's why you have to know, you have to be very specific to detail the process. And to do that, you have to improve your system reliability and scalability. If you do not have that, how do you want to react with such, I would say, in Malay words, janji manis, or I would say sugarcoat words, or maybe like what you are promising to do. So that's why you have to improve it first, and then as you know, before we start, we have been introduced with, I know some of you might know, but some of you might not know that first factor manifesto is something that we hold. As it goes, as stateless, clean it helps you to determine and bring up your game. And of course, the part where the transitioning is happened is because of you want something that autonomous, something that you can rely on the recovery, and of course for faster resolutions. This is what your dream of. I believe this is many people want it. Whether they are SRE, whether they are developers, they are QA, anyone, even the business owner. Okay. So the key concept here, if we take a look back in all this, or even current right now, or maybe you don't have a complex observability tools or monitoring tools, I would say. How many of you are still using an old way to get alerts.
What's the old way?
Oh, define old way. Okay, define. Okay, maybe you build out some script like pull tool, like to indicate, hey, there is an error from this applications, and then there's a code written with error 404, 50, 500, 501, etc. And maybe you use like an old tool like check and K for Windows related. Yeah. So that's what I'm talking about. But then again, if you are doing that, so the concept here is still remain in the same shift, but it need to be extended to point where the application also need to be understand the how you define those condition or criteria. This is what most tool is pitching. I'm not a sales guy, but I know they are pitching this concern during the pitching for their product. I don't want to say which product, but I know, and I have used that. Back in the days, it was sucked to, because there's so many things was not in there. Open telemetry was not even in the picture yet, but a basic notification should be triggered by 3 different threshold conditions. So this is something that has established. But of course, it still requires manual intervention. Why? Why we should, as a SRE in this era, why we should bother to do the manual investigation and resolutions? Why bother we need to do that? We shouldn't do that anymore. If you are still using, if you are still handling manually to investigate and to find a resolution for that, I think you need to level up your game. That was 10 years ago. It's fine. Where I'm still over there, and if I recall correctly, I was a developer. It was fine back then, but we are reaching to 2025, where, just to share with you, my company, how they do the deployment, we are using the self-service, where we develop ourselves, we do the self-service. I mean, developer can do their own deployment without our intervention. If there is an issue, the manual, there is a zero intervention from SRE or any parts of the technical. And the self-recovery is always a top-notch. Ever since I take over as a senior SRE manager over that company, automated execution is predefined everything, even the smallest scope like certificate failure, certificate expired. This engine will be, you just click on the shelf node, submit from which your department, which project you are, and then those autopilot will be clicking the engine to do, hey, I have received the cert notification expired, can you renew it for me? That is how to that level where I'm doing. And then of course, RCA, this is the fun part. I believe most of you are still using handling, right? Manual way, how to do RCA. Sometimes, and I believe if you are working in a company like mine who actually have project like about 5,000 project. Why we do have so much? Because there's so much department and company under one umbrella. Because of that, it tends to get tedious and hideous. Because if a project fails, and at the same time, P1, P2, P3, I believe you know the severity call, right? P1, P2, P3 incidents. Are you going to be the same person who are attending that? Tell me. You tell me. I don't think you are the same person that you want to attend. Hey, this guy and that guy. Suddenly, stand up. Then if that's the case, the P1, P2 is happened across 5,000 projects. Are you able to be in that particular the same time? It's not logical to be there, right? Unless you can split Kake Buncin into 5,000 people. Then that's fine. Okay, I surrender if you say like that. But even Rajinikan also cannot split. Only Naruto and that one is cannot. But right now, I don't think it's logical. So what you have to do? We have to build up the free defined process in the recovery process. And of course, autonomous cloud infrastructure. I believe this is always been preached by the cloud platform. Either you are from GCP, AWS, Azure, Huawei, OpenStack, OpenShift, and etc. This has always been preached. And to have this, a fully automated system capable on detecting, analyzing, and resolving issue without human intervention, you still have to do the codes. Because at this point of time, I believe not many have that. But from what I can see is that things in order to get improved is to build out on your own. The thing that like automation stuff, I do a lot of back-end processes. When I first came to the company, first thing I used like really not many you're using, which is Golang. I believe, and then I got shocked that many of engineers at that point of time are not equipped with Golang. Then I asked, what is the best solution or that you are comfortable with, which is end up Linux bashing or PowerShell scripting, which is fine. But again, in order to have an autonomous, right, that kind of script languages sometimes is not able to cope with an arbitrary situation, because there's so many things that can be happen in the cloud. So in order to work, if you are based in AWS, so you will be using JSON a lot. Is that right? I know you are AWS user? No? Yes? Okay. And if you go to GCP, it's either YAML or JSON, right? Azure definitely is JSON. The rest of it like YAML and JSON. So from that point, I know that JSON and YAML is the right language for my team to work on autonomous. Because with that, we can cope with the arbitrary solutions and criteria that need to be built. So for that, this is something that, and FYI, you may know this is Azure. Apologize for that. But this is like an old POC that I do for the company that I work for. This is how the data collection and centralization works. So from Azure resources, those pumping up information will transmit to the logs and everything. And for FYI, I use the Log Explorer. I believe in AWS should be, it's not CloudWatch. I kind of forgot. There is another tool. Sorry about that. Maybe I can get back to that. But yeah, this is how it looks like. Oh, can you see this? Sorry, I think it's okay. Basically, in the RCA, I use machine learning and also the log analytic analyzer. Or if you use ELK, then that's fine. It's a good tool, but you have to be smart. Because if not, the resources will be high your monthly basis. And of course, if you use a ClickHouse and everything, yeah, it's good. It's just that you need to bear in mind how you want to position that. Okay, so this is kind of model that I built, and then this start to one serverless function or one lambda services that tells this guy, hey, I just received this information, and I pass to that guy, hey, please do some and make some information to ensure that this is be trained, this is be acknowledged by the ecosystem. With then, later on, if we want to recall back those processes at the first place, it will make sense. And it able to identify which infrastructure are involved, which resources that having an issue, especially when we talk about database, is super particular, and it needs to be known that exact error and expectation. Because the expectation could be different, but the error is all the same. It's hard to get different kind of issue. Back in the days, when I started as a developer, I have found this forum where this particular guy do a cookbook or in a CSM file that says every expectation error on database. So back then it's just so possible because that guy might probably have spent his entire career day to see what is the possible issue, where this is coming from, what is the expectation from this area, so how to work on. This is something that even right now, I think still makes sense. It was a MySQL database. So how long this guy already spent out. So back then, yeah, I learned a lot from that guy. Totally thankful for him. He made me a better developer back then, and especially up until now still. But this is, I bring up the same idea to here. Okay, and then of course the logic app. The logic app is determine how things works. This is something that you have to conduct a simulation where, how, when. Okay. The next one, the self-recovery and monitoring part. Okay, so this is the part where I think mostly interested. In order to get the how it was considered as a self-recovery or reaching out to do a self root cause analysis is to have a scorecard, the confidence scorecard. This scorecard is you have to build. You might not getting from the ChatGPT, any AI out there. This is something that I believe it was from a guy who used to be working as a system engineer. Back then, there's no DevOps, there's no say SRE. It's just a plain system administrator, system engineer, or Linux engineer, or maybe Windows engineer. So if you are in the era, that person know about this. Don't lie to me if you don't know. If you are in that era and you work with that guy, definitely they will know. Confidence scorecard is something that I learned when I was when I first started as a resident engineer, and it was in the CJ1 in Cyberjaya. It was that idea was coming from, I believe he was working with Hewlett Packard, I guess. Yeah, so it was bring out to the team, and I was at that point of time was really silly because I just grabbed 0, and And after I learned this, the confidence scorecard is actually give you and also the management a time where you can fine tune how you are going to spend, how is the impact cost, how is everything that related to the situation where you put as the deployment. I kind of forgot the words, but it's related to the deployment stringiness of where if the deployment fail and it costs you 1,000 of money because of that fail, and it contribute to another like a chain of event that happened after that. That is the deployment issue which you can't afford to lose. So the scorecard is pretty much determining how you want to play the game. As a SRE, you have to be sure that the game that you run is the game that you own. You don't run the show without a good plan. That's why many engineers, after they are established within the company, they have a good book or playbook. Don't tell me there's no such thing. Even running a business also have to have a playbook where you run the show. Okay, so and because of that, we can get to know whether it is high confidence situation or not. So if the low confidence, yeah, you can get to see the human intervention. Of course, this is how I do. And then as Azure DevOps, currently we are using Azure DevOps entirely ecosystem. So everything got logged to Azure DevOps if the predetermined information was not able to understand. Usually the details should be clear, and with that it's just clear. Of course, sometimes you might see some understandable issue or log from the log. Like for example, I remember couple 1 year ago, my company that I work, it was before I started to implement all of this. They having a breach while I'm on holiday at the beach. I did not bring the laptop and everything, right? So what happened is that they have received something non-lingual that they are accustomed with, which is Polish or Russian, and the code is written on that language. I don't know how the machine interpreter was able to do that, but everything was in that language. The user can understand. They have like to use the Google Translate to understand everything, like, and then some of it like does not make sense because you know how far you can rely on the Google Translate, right? So so it takes time. So, but however, because of that incident, we pushed this initiative faster than usual because the projected was to be last year and end of last year, but somehow it get to be deployed within a month because of that. And of course, that is the how in the low or low confidence review. But if we are talking about the high confidence area, the self-recovery service has 3 pillars where I use the Azure automations, Azure policy, and Azure Integrate. This is also bring up to the game where everything is actually distributed and able to digest. If these services is not able to cope, to share, then another system will be doing the same. It will pull out that system. For example, I have a application from region from maybe I need to step back. An application in the company in the project that I giving to example this is they have a big project, have about like about 100 affiliates, and each affiliate has a different site, which is maybe one in Malaysia, one in KL, one in Sabah, one in Johor, one in Penang, and etc. So what it is that if one die and the log is unable to pull, and that the existing one is the one that still alive, will carry that log, pull that log together and bring. That is how the confidence on the event grade. Because and as for okay, I think I need to speed up. Okay, I know this is a lot topic, but this is how it looks like, and the recovery logging is something that I always focus on. Okay, next, the transition. This is what I mentioned: centralized data collection, monitoring, and also implementation. So this is like on continuously improve and through a feedback loop. So whenever we have something, we have to ask ourselves, this is something how it looks like, how it works, and everything. So we just ask ourselves. And next is the automated root cause analysis. So this is something that I mentioned a couple of times throughout the conversation. But the outcome, the most outcome that you have to be in your goal, if you want to do this, is that faster identification root cause within a minimal manual intervention. If you able to do this, then you can do the self-auto recovery. So the next is the example of action. This is something that you know, and also Kubernetes has it. And for of course, building a build autonomous cloud infrastructure is something that you need to continuously improve. Feedback loop model, ML model is actually important. So you have to be self-driven. And most of the time, you don't rely on people, you don't rely on the actual, you don't rely on the feedback itself, but you need to do simulate what they are saying. And also, of course, A/B testing. Confirm, A/B testing. Okay, so benefit of transitioning, reduce MATDR, proactive issue resolution, improving system reliability, lower operational cost. And for your information, at the point of, when I first joined the company bleed throughout for this nonsense about like 2 billion USD. When I started implement this, no more 2 billion already. It's become only like 100K per month, everything, yeah. And of course, enhance the compliance. Compliance, guys. Okay. Conclusion, start to centralize monitoring log across your cloud environment, and then gradually introduce the RCA automation using tools like machine learning, cognitive services, develop and test self-recovery workflow, continually monitor, refine, and improve. If you just continually monitor but you don't do refine, you don't do improvement, you're just sitting there. Next, Q&A.
I have one question. I think this is every SRE dream to have like completely automated recovery, right? But just a quick question: do you still have on-call procedure, like on-call schedule for your SRE?
Okay.
Or are
So,
you really confident for the?
No, I can share. Okay.
Yeah.
So basically, to be honest, as a senior SRE manager, in my team, I manage myself 25 people. They are totally vendor. The rest of it, there is I have like 3 another partners who are my partner in crime. One is managing the local resources, which is in the company in-house talent. Another one is another 30 people. So my group, my team is dedicated to tackle this portfolio called observability. So I am the driven everything. That we are in the same mind, need to be set up on day-to-day basis, not to have weekend on standby. So we work on that motto.
So you have all call.
No.
Okay, just my question is why I'm asking this one, right? So how do you handle if you are completely depending on like something like automated and Gen AI, right?
Mhm.
So let me give you an example. Let's say someone in your in the dev team
Mhm.
by mistake deleted the container bucket, right?
Okay.
How would you recover from something like this? Do you have like
Okay, so
Yeah.
in all services we have sidecar, so there is a backup. Yeah.
okay, got it. Anyone guys have any question? Yeah.
Okay, so just a quick one. So one of the points was mentioning centralized logs.
Yeah.
So, but let's say if you use a cloud infrastructure, there are many regions. What if the region totally goes down? How do you backup the logs? How do you recover it?
Okay, so in this case, we cannot imitate what the cloud provisioning does. If you recall cloud provisioning, there is always the option when you create availability zone. There is a cross region. So we imitate that process and we build our own. And to be my government, and since I joined the company and started the initiative, everything in the cloud, me and my team rebuilt it. I know it sounds like reinvent the wheel, but it's truly fruitful after it's completed. And we actually don't sit like during the weekend. We just enjoy our weekend with our kids. Especially I just got 2 twins. So yeah, I spend up like, I'm glad that I do this, you know. Anyone else?
Hey, yeah.
Okay, go.
Okay, so when we were talking about self-recovery stuff, right? So, for example, you have a long-running query in SQL, okay?
Okay.
So in that case, so in what basis you consider high confidence and low confidence that
Okay.
scenario? So how do you implement the Azure logic in that?
Okay. In our company, right, we when I joined the company, the database is so messy. The schema is terrible. There is not even we call tiering. We don't have that at that point of time when I first joined. So all I did is that I sit down with the solution architect and I told them, because because I just joined the company. I know I don't want to disrupt the ecosystem right away, right? So what I did is that I sit down with the solution architect, and in the company that I work, there is about 30 people who are in the same position, where they are senior solution architect, lead solution architect. So what I did, I sit down with them and check with them. If they are not understanding how DB hearing works, then I teach them, I share with them, and because of that, those applications that deploy getting changed. It's not like overnight kind of thing. It's not like within a month. It's like it takes like for them to clear up. Even though I said like I completed the development and everything is 1 month, but for the DB it takes like 3 months. With my help at that point of time, it was really something that it required. So I felt that hey, with the DB querying, I can have those kind of issue like the slow query and all, and it also helped how I'm splitting up the cost for the ML to understand what they are bidding for. That's what I'm doing. I'm restructuring everything because I know it does not make sense if the application is actually running for a heavy query, and it takes like 1 hour to process. Does that make sense to you? No, right? So come back with a solution. The architecture must be changed at some point.
Okay, this is about the things which you are telling your people to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe this can be implemented in the way you are telling Azure Logic and stuff, right?
Mhm.
To self-recovery. That's what my question was. But
Okay. Does anyone wanted to ask? Yes.
So if you can share a bit, I mean, how dependent are your services to each other these days? Buzzword is microservice, so you might have emergent type of patterns coming up. So are the system you handling that? Because model can, one major thing with model is that you actually have to monitor your models and stuff. So is yours only dealing with infrastructure piece, or does it involve application as well? Because application will interact with application and you might have some weird patterns popping up. So
Understood. I think this is kind of one of our ongoing topic in my company, especially when we introduce a new language. For example, my company only work with Golang, Java, PHP, Python. There is .NET, and there is one project, Erlang. I don't know why they are keep maintaining that. But again, when the new language is introduced, I do agree how the topic always come to our mind. How do you manage this? If there is a breach on that particular part, how the ML can react faster, or maybe how they can react. So at this point of time, we don't have. We are not able to cope with that. We cannot test it right now, but at some point it looks like generative AI help us in a certain area, but not in a certain area, because ML need to be trained in a specific way. Because if it's not trained, just rely on the generative AI, you will way lose. So that's what we are currently doing. But as a previous, like if you are in the ecosystem you already built, then which is not introduced to others, the most component part that you have to do is that you have to break it down in a smaller chunk. Because like for example for DB case, right? When it happened, it always get to introduce really fast. So when ML react, you don't have to kind of to think about it. Like it will image like based on the list. It will like say, hey, I mutually understand. I will just work on it and resolve. But that's how it works. But then of course it's still if that area like a new stuff will introduce, then the problem came. That's why currently right now we are tackling on the new problem. If a new engineer to be like super excited with the company and then, hey, I wanted to introduce Node.js, then yeah, it will be going to be trouble. But other than that, it's good. Anyone else?
I think that's it.
Oh, that's it. Okay.
Yeah. Thank
Sorry,
you.
I'm taking time.
Yeah, thank you. So we're having now hiring announcement. So I will pass it to Muhammad here for anyone wanna hire.
Hello, good evening everyone. Thank you for Mr. Johar for this enriching talk. So now it's your time. We want this community to share what they
I know that's one of the topic that I come across when I started to implement.
So if anyone has anything to share with the community, the microphone is yours.
I kind of really expected the question is kind of that was also my question as well. At the point of time when I started.
Right, so like I said, I'm back. Everyone, I'm back really. So yeah, let's talk about career pathways in Xsolla. So I'm going to be giving the floor to other companies here who are going to be promoting promotions or positions available at your own company. But I'm going to be talking about my company. We have evergreen positions. But before I start asking about this, can I understand a bit about the demographics? Anybody is working for more than 5 years? More than 5, alright, awesome. We see you. We see you. Alright, anybody just starting out their careers within like maybe I get 1 to 2 years of experience? Alright, I see you as well. Okay, alright. Any students here? No students. That's sad, but it's okay. Probably we can get more students in the next sessions, I hope. Alright. So yeah, these are the evergreen positions that are always available in Xsolla. Like I said about our company, we do not deal with, we do not create games, but instead we are handling business products for games. So these are the normal positions. Tech stacks are different for each product, right? So these are one of the few front end, back end, QA. Next, please, we have also data analyst, product owner roles, and also technical leads. But since this is an SRE event, we also hire SRE engineers, right? So we also hire cybersecurity, like Zidan is doing, I forgot Zidan, I'm really sorry. SRE, right? Yeah, he's doing SRE. So yeah, we do hire SRE. Just follow us on LinkedIn, where you can see our availabilities. In terms of benefits, our salary is competitive. Zidan can vouch for that, right Zidan? Yeah. Dental and optical claimables, 5,000K, 5K, 5,000K, that's a lot. And no, it's 5K. This will be extended to your family members as well. Health insurance as well for our people. Yeah, if I talk about all of it, it's just going to be too long. Health is something that we strive for, so we provide all the health benefits that you would actually want. Aside from that, we also offer trainings. If you find suitable courses that has to be paid, we will be paying it for you. So you don't have to worry about it, whether it's in another country, but most probably your manager is going to be like, is this not available in Malaysia? So yeah, most probably those kind of questions will pop up. Aside from that, and I think that should be all. We also offer internship positions, but I'm not putting it here since I figured that there won't be students, and yeah, my figures were true. There's no students here. But if you guys have siblings or friends who want to do the internship here, we have internships. We pay 1,002. I know it's not much. I don't know. Yeah. I guess it's a lot. When I was interning, it was so much more less. So yeah. That's all from Xsolla. If you wish to connect, you can find me on LinkedIn. My name is Izlan. It's IEZLAN. Yeah, you can find me there. Alright, thanks guys.
Thank you, Xsolla. So now again to you, if you have anything that you want to share with the community, anything new that you learned, or if you are hiring also, the floor is yours, the microphone is yours. This community is for you all. Anyone?
Anyone hiring in the company? Okay, we have one.
Hi, I'm from Dental SE. We're a German medical device company. Currently we're hiring senior backend cloud engineers and also QA engineers, basically senior. For the QA part, I guess I can talk a bit more, where we're looking for people who can do automation tests, basically mobile and using ADM and Selenium. For the backend part, we're using AWS right now. Monitoring, we're using Century. So yeah, if you guys want, you guys can look at our LinkedIn page, Dental SE. I guess our salary is very competitive. Medical benefits is also there with parking allowance. Our office is located behind Sunway Pyramid, which is Sunway Menara. That's all.
Awesome. Maybe you chat with her as well if you want to get more details. Anyone else?
We have here.
Hi everyone. I'm 𝗧cie𝗽𝗰. I'm from Respond.io. We are a business messaging platform company. We established at 2017 at Hong Kong. Now our headquarters is in KL, beside KLCC Tower. And we are hiring for senior backend developer. If you work with Node.js, MySQL, AWS, ECS, that's your time. you can apply there. And we're also hiring for front-end engineer as well. So our stack is Vue.js. If you're experienced with JavaScript, Vue.js or Node.js, yeah, reach out to me after the event. We can have a talk. Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else is hiring? Also, we want someone to enlighten us. Anyone has anything to share?
I think Sanket now will get the lighting talks, but anyone after him, they can talk as well. Anyone who's looking for a new opportunity actually here?
Yeah.
Just wanna.
I'm that kind of person.
Okay, you are looking for a job.
The reason why I'm saying it is because of my job in my company right now is done. Because I have achieved.
You automate everything, man. No one will hire you now. Sure, you can check Xsolla and the guys then. Okay, you can have HR, bro. Sanket, ready? Okay, so we have Sanket. Sanket actually our core organizer for the AWS user group. And he's now giving a lighting talk. So the lighting talk is a short one, only 10 minutes to 15 minutes. And then we will have the other main talk. So in the future, the next meetup, if you want to share something, or maybe you want to practice public speaking, you don't want to take a 30 minutes slot, this is your chance as well. So let's welcome Sanket as well. Go ahead, Sanket.
Hello everyone. So my name is 𝗧cie𝗽𝗶𝗰. I'm an enterprise architect in Swift. I'm also an AWS community builder and one of the organizers of AWS User Group Malaysia. So here actually I bring up a very small topic, very small topic, but with a very good meaning, and it's really a must thing if you are a SysOps or a network security or a developer as well. So to start with, a clicker's not working, so I have to go here every time. It is something related to security. Because I'm working for AWS, so I just give the name AWS security, but ideally it will work for any kind of cloud operations. But let's focus on AWS right now. How many of you guys have created, or not created, launched an EC2? Linux EC2. Right. So many, right? Probably, that's the basic thing which we are doing. Okay, so whenever we are creating an EC2, what's the most important thing during creation?
Security group.
Related to connectivity. Security group is okay, yeah, correct. EC2 key pair. What is EC2 key pair? Key pair is just a combination of a public key with a private key, right? What public key do and what private key do, that we can see one by one here. So you can assume that, not assume, you can think in this way that whenever you have to connect your system with AWS or the server which was spun up somewhere in Malaysia, you have to use the key pair, the private key. As a user, you have to launch an instance from console. It will create, you can create the key pair. Now, create the key pair means you will create a public key and you can create a private key. But what is this public key and private key? Where these keys are actually? So the private key will be downloadable. When you create it, you can download the private key on your local machine. But what about the public key? The public key will be managed by AWS itself. Means it's hosted somewhere. We don't know. I will tell you later on where it is. But the public key is somewhere in AWS. So, why we are doing this? What's the use of a private key? Private key is basically need to SSH to your EC2 instance. He wants to connect it, right? So you have to use the private key to SSH. How to create the private key? I just put a screen over here. So if anyone who never created it, just have a look. Whenever this is a new UI of AWS, okay, you have to go and see here when you launch an instance, key pair. You have to click on the create new key pair and you can create the key like this. You have an option here, right? Don't confuse with the option, simple. You have to choose RSA when you are talking about Windows plus Linux. Okay? Private key. private key having two formats, PAN format and PPK. Usually we are using PAN format. Why? Because we want to connect with our local machine directly through console or API call. When you are using PPK, you have to use PUTI. Maybe you have used before. But where is the public key stored? Okay, I created the key, right? I have to first attach that private key to the instance. Once I attach and launch the instance, the public key will inject automatically to the server. But where it inject? They inject to the server. Each and every server have their root volume, right? EBS. So this case is work with EBS only. I'm not talking about the instance store based AMI. It's just EBS backed. So it will store in your EBS volume, somewhere in EBS volume. And that is this location. That's the location for EBS volume, okay? What if you lost your key pair? It happens. It's very, very, very common actually. Sometimes it happens we created the key pair and we lost it. Now how can you connect? It is in your local machine, ransomware came or your system formatted, XYZ, whatever the reason. You lost your key pair. Then what you can do? Ideally there are 5 methods, or can say 6 methods. We can't discuss all because I only have few minutes. So I try to give you an idea about as much as possible. First method is using EC2 user data. Anyone have used this one? User data, and have any idea what is this user data? Whenever you have to run any kind of one second. Give me a second. Yeah, fine. Whenever you have to run any kind of script during your instance launch time, or let's say boot time, at that time you have to write a script. That script can be anything. That script could be you need to install a server. Once you spin up a server or launch a server, during that time you need to enable the feature of the server, like any kind of application you want to install, any kind of server you need to spin up, like you want to install the Boto 3 for Python, or you want to enable the HTTPD, the web server, right? At that time you can use scripts, and the place where you can script is the user data. So right now you have a private key, you have a public key, okay? Problem arises when I lost my private key. Then what happens? You have to generate a new key pair. Step number 1. Generate the new key pair, stop the instance, update the user data. This is the way you have to update it. Here I am using something called cloud config, okay? Or you can say, yeah. Here what I do, see, here I just, in this user data section, I just say that, okay, my SSH authorized key for this user, this is my default user, or whatever the machine you are using, or user, paste the public key over here. Just paste the public key, that's it, done. Now you have a new private key which you have generated, and the new public key on your machine. So now you have a private key and a new public key, right? So you can easily do your SSH. But remember one thing, the old public key is still there. It's not overriding the public key. This is an interview question, please remember, okay? It will not override the public key. Don't forget to remove the user data once you're done. Otherwise, when again you restart or reboot your machine, you will again run the same user data. So please remove that. Okay? Do I still have time? 2 minutes, okay. Second approach. I will finish it over here, don't worry. Using system managers. System manager is also one of the very, very wonderful options. Usually, we are saying that SysOps people are using it, but it's not actually. Developers and solution architects are also using this, plus security engineers as well. So we can use the system manager service to recover our public key. Sorry, connectivity. We have an EC2 instance here, but it must have SSM agent, which is actually system manager. SSM agent is must. If it is not, then you have to install. Ideally all the agents, all the EC2 by default it comes. But here I'm assuming Ubuntu or Linux 2, another Linux 2, which by default have. Step number 2, assign a role to it so that there should be no connectivity issue. This role is related to the SSS automation. You have to run SSM automation. Anybody have run before? Always 2 hands. 3, thank you. So we have to run automation. Automation is nothing but just some sort of command. Behind the scene, they have a different logic. They have some step functions or something like whatever. They have some sort of code you can understand. We have to run a command, and that command you can run from SSM. And rest everything will be managed by them. So once you run this command, AWS support reset access. This is also not interview question. This is an exam question. Okay. When you give the certification, this is very important. AWS support reset access. It will create the key pair and apply the key pair automatically. You no need to do anything. What it will do, it will create the private key, store that private key in the parameter store, SSM parameter store. Okay? At the same time, okay, this is a path actually, this is a fixed path. It always store over here. At the same time, it will apply the public key as well to the instance, because whenever we are applying this command, we are selecting the instance on which instance we want to apply. Okay? So to that instance, we are go and put the public key. I think time over. So I don't want to go more here. We have 4 more options. I think you guys can go and Google it easily. You can find it out. We have EC2 Instance Connect, EC2 Serial Console, okay, and EBS swap. You can swap the volume as well and create the image as well. So that you can check from your end. But for anything, any question, you can connect with me on LinkedIn. You can ask anytime. Come to our meetup as well. We are the partner of SRE. And see you again. Thank you very much.
Thanks for your lightning talk. Now I would like to welcome our next speaker, Raeveen. He is a Docker captain and he is working as a enterprise cloud delivery specialist at Maxis. So enjoy his talk.
Okay. There's some quick technical discrepancies that we have. Okay, so my name is Raeveen. So as you guys can see here, I'm an enterprise cloud and delivery specialist at Maxis. And I'm a Docker captain for Malaysia, and most importantly, I'm a yoga instructor. So that's what I do. Yoga instructor after working hours, except today. And during working hours, I'm a cloud guy. Alright, so today we're going to touch on a very important topic. Not a very important topic, but something that even myself took a long time to actually find out. How do I run my WordPress blog on Amazon S3? I know on the internet people say no, you cannot do that, but you can do that. I'll show you guys how to do that. Okay, and another one is that if you guys have followed me on AWS user group, which I actually did not, if you guys see anything WordPress, it's probably me also. So, like running WordPress on AWS Lambda, and now I am here with Amazon S3. So, yeah. Next, so we'll be going through a few things. So this is the journey, like everyone says, the user journey. Anyone does product management over here, product owner or something? That's what I always say, user journey. So this is our journey here. So first thing, we'll go into some requirements, the things that you guys need to know, need to have, good to have, likely to have, whatever to have. Okay, the next one is technology used. Then the third one will be brain cells used. So how many brain cells you guys use? Example, if you guys use DynamoDB or something, you guys have RCU, WCU. So it's the same thing here, BCU. Okay, brain cells used. Then another one here is a demo. Of course, a good talk will always come with a demo, and I'm here to give you guys a demo. And lastly, we'll do the end game. The end game is the closure. Okay, so yeah, take a grain of salt. Of course, I'll not bombard you guys with slides. There's only 8 slides over here, which you guys saw just now. So yeah, let's get started. So the requirements is basically very simple. Yeah, the first thing foremost is a laptop. Docker or AWS, if you guys have Docker CLI installed or Docker desktop installed on a machine. Or if you guys do have AWS, that's good. You guys can leverage the cloud. You, and of course me. Okay? So that is the catch over here, you and me. We make the one. Alright, so the next one is technologies used. So of course, as I said, Docker, it depends if you guys are into Docker, if you guys have Docker desktop installed on a machine, you guys can always use Docker. If you don't like to use Docker, then
Use Docker.
don't use Docker. By the way, you'll have swags at the end of this meetup. Make sure you guys listen to everything that I said and the previous speaker also said. Okay? We will have some quiz. Next one is PHP FPM. So PHP FPM is where WordPress basically runs on. It's basically what we call it as interpreter. So the interpreter is literally there for you to serve. Next one is Raeveen GPT. This is basically me. I'm a fork of Zidane GPT. So Zidane is sitting down there. So in this case, we both create wonders. All right. So on the brain cells used part. Okay, these are all the questions that you guys have to ask yourself when it comes to an implementation, right? So, do you know how WordPress file system actually works? I know WordPress is a thing, everyone on the internet says you can run it on EC2 machine, you know, just click on that stack. You subscribe to an AMI that is there on AWS Marketplace, or Google Marketplace, or whatever it is. Okay, you guys just subscribe to something, and then there you go. You now are paying a fat stack out of your wallet. If you have a credit card, it doesn't live. Okay, next one is understanding how WordPress actually works as a platform, right? In this case, you know, how could a blog site end up, you know, in an Amazon S3 bucket? Could it be a dynamic file? Does S3 support dynamic files, guys? Yes or no? Technically no, or technically yes? No, okay, you cannot. You cannot run dynamic files on Amazon S3. Alright? And in this case, the only option is static files. So how can your blog turn into a static blog page? Okay, sounds fun, right? I mean, it should be, because you guys are saving a lot of money. Like myself, right? I'm very stingy. I don't like to spend money on all these things. So I tried as much as I can to reduce the cost. Okay, until to the point I became like this. The next one is understanding how web elements actually work. So example, in WordPress, when you guys are designing a blog, a page itself, you guys definitely do have web elements. Example like calendar, you know, all the different integrations. How does all of this turn into a static website? We will find out how. And to be honest, to be very frank with you guys, behind the scenes is all about JavaScript. So it is always there. Okay, even though it doesn't look like that. All you see is PHP files, .php, but in the end it comes to JavaScript. And then the last one would be how to actually write a blog. I suck at it, but I'm sure you guys know how to write a proper blog. Okay, if you guys saw my blog on human psychology, by the way, to give you guys an update, I have 2 bachelor's degrees. One is in human psychology and one in computer science. And I'm currently doing my master's, MBA. So yeah, this is what happened behind the scenes, right? I mean, of course I suck in writing blogs, but then I'm good in psychology. So, so this is what it is. I'm sure you guys can do a good job, better than me, in writing blogs. Of course. Then, as I told you guys, the slides are way less. I'm gonna show you guys a demo. A demo is nice, right? Who likes demo? Raise your hands. Okay. I think some didn't raise up. I need a chair. Xsolla, come on. This is what they do, guys. I will not be able to use the mic and
Your face is against that.
do you guys need to see my face?
You want to see the demo?
You see? Alright, I'll be back shortly. I will not be able to use the mic and do things at the same time, but I will try my best. Alright, now we are in the AWS Management Console. You know the drill. So launch, in this case, for you, in order, let me explain to you something. When you want to generate a static site, let me just stand for a while so you guys don't see my back. Okay, so when you guys are in the journey of generating your static website on an EC2 instance or whatever it is, this is where I say either use Docker or either use AWS. Okay, if you use Docker, okay, what is the use case of Docker? Let's go do some quiz.
Bad ones run anywhere.
What? So in this case, you basically run containers when it comes to Docker in that context, right? So you basically do the same thing. Like you spin up your own Docker container that runs WordPress, PHP, FPM, and all these different things. Then you use that container to generate the static assets. Then you push it to Amazon S3 using AWS CLI. Okay, that is the normal day-to-day job that I actually do as well. It's not my real job, but it's something I do at night. Okay, not doing blog posts. Anyways, so this is what it is. So you can either use a Docker installation on a machine, or you can either use AWS EC2. In our demo here, I'll be using an AWS EC2. Okay, to make your life a bit simpler. And if you guys are interested how it will turn out in Docker, I do have a repo you guys can see up there on my tabs. I will show you guys later. That gives you a step-by-step guide on whatever I'm showing here as a demo. All will be scripted, running in a Docker container. It's about, not much, about 90 lines. So yeah. I know you guys will enjoy stuff. Free stuff. So I do have an EC2 instance running, so I will just show you. I've copied all my URLs and everything, so I don't expose anything secret. So if I go to my EC2 website, this is a WordPress site. It is not even set up yet. How fun is that? It's not even set up. So our job right now here is to set it up. How do we set it up? Just simply typing stuff. Okay, see, I have all that pre-set up from. I'm going to call myself a student. And the password is, I do have a password that is predefined. So I'll use that. And for the email, I'm going to just use, oh no, this secret. Okay, so we have that, and then we're going to discourage from web, whatever it is. Okay, so I'm just going to set up my blog. So I am now in my WordPress dashboard. Okay, so this is how it looks. This is the normal WordPress. I didn't do any different, any tweaking or here and there. You guys just saw me just set it up. Okay, it only has two pre-made blog posts over here, which is hello world and other things along the line. So let's get started. So in here, we have set up this. Behind the scenes, there is an Apache web server running in this machine. Okay, that's how it is. Either use Apache or either use Nginx. It's both of these guys. Okay. So in this case, we are using Apache. So in this case, I'm using a lot of in this case, but yeah, in this case, apart from everything. So what happens here is that you first need to enable URL overwriting or rewriting in Apache itself. Okay, so how do we do that? We just run one command, one single command that has set, and set will basically substitute it inside the config and update it for us. Let's do that, step by step, guys. And if you want to know all the steps, I will show you guys a Docker file, and all of that will be done there. we are using SSM to log into the machine, the EC2 machine itself. It's running on Ubuntu, so we're going to use SSM to go in. The first comment that I ran here is to ensure that whatever that is saying as allow override to none from none to all. Okay, so this basically ensures that the config, because by default Apache creates you the web server with allow override set as none. Okay, so this is where we make sure that it allows everything. All right, we're done with that. So now we are ready. We are ready to run our script. There is a script, a bash script that has been made 15 years ago, not by me, by someone on the internet. You probably can't even find the source code on GitHub right now. Okay, but then we kind of have a hold of it. So in this case, we are going to use that script to do the generation of our static assets. Okay, but before our static assets, let's make our block, our first block, shall we? Let's do that. So I have a blog right now that has a widget, a calendar widget. It looks nice. It doesn't just say text here. The text is just the title here. It says hi. And in the body there is a calendar widget. So now we're going to see that this calendar widget was actually Raeveen. It's not me, guys. Okay, so in this case we are going to see that this calendar widget will be there in a static site. So let's do that. I'm going to click on publish. So it's now being published. And it's done. So our blog post is currently live to the whole, not the whole world, but yeah, whole world shouldn't see all this. So yeah. So in this case, the next one is we're going to create an S3 bucket. So when we create an S3 bucket, let's do that. So this S3 bucket is basically there for us to host our files. Okay, host our files. So let's do that. So I'm going to call this as WordPress, and I'm going to give it a unique ID behind it. Maybe I'm going to just put that 12/12/24, which is the date today. Okay, 12/12/24. We're going to have ACLs enabled, and I'm just going to put it as object writer. And for block all public access, I'm going to click it off. Okay, when I scroll down a little bit, okay, that is what we have. All right. Other than that, everything else is going to be default, okay? But make sure ACL is enabled and object writer is selected, and you uncheck the block all public access, and make sure you say that you acknowledge. Otherwise, the console won't let you do anything. So, yep, let's go through. Hopefully, the bucket name is not taken. It's not taken. So inside here, once you are in your bucket, your S3 bucket, just scroll down to static website hosting. Make sure you enable static website hosting. Okay, and then you can just say index.html over here, and another one is error.html. Okay, index.html and error.html. Then just save the changes. And yeah, your bucket is now ready. It's in US West2 Oregon. Okay, so now let's go back into our SSM. So once you're in the SSM, first things foremost, we're going to get the region itself. So this is how we do it. There's a script that actually does that. So that's how you find the region. So what happens here is that it just checks the last region or region itself. If it's an array, it will automatically strip it out of an array. That is what a -1 actually means. Okay, last index in an array. That is what it means. Okay. All right. The next one is we're gonna retrieve now the Amazon S3 bucket name. So it will do a set for us to find out, and it basically has a start with clause to find out if the bucket. Example, remember, right, we made just now WordPress-12/12/24. So it will find out if we have a bucket called WordPress only, WordPress dash. Then it will pick the one. But if you have multiple buckets and there's different numbers, that is an edge case. Okay. So now it has got the bucket itself. Alright. The next thing for us to do over here, okay. So if we go back into example that Alright, so I do have the assets file over here. It's a wget thing. Okay, I do have it over here. So what I'm gonna do is that I'm gonna just paste that in. Okay, now it's gonna go through all this stuff, you know, it's just saving that thing and everything, and I am just going to most probably run this. Okay, as you guys can see here, there is a WordPress-static folder, and there is a file called index.html being generated over here. Okay, that is what it shows. That maybe it's a bit too small. I can zoom a bit. Okay, so we have this one file, it generated. So what happens over here is that it will do a ping test, or it will actually go to the site and it finds out that if the sites actually, or the files itself actually exist. That is what it does. You know, example like in your browser right now, you go to google.com, you right click inspect element, you can download the source. It does the same thing. But in this case, it follows the links also. So if it finds out that it has JavaScript, it has CSS, it will follow the link and download all of them. So that is what is happening over here. Hence, static website hosting. This is how you can host it for cheap. Okay. So right now we already have that one file over here, okay, which is our index.html. So the next step for us is to basically run the sync command to push that file into our Amazon S3 bucket. So as you guys can see here, there's one file called index.html is actually sent to index.html in that bucket. Okay. So if we now go into the what? Into the what? Into the S3, you guys will see a file. Okay. Into the S3, the objects, you guys will see the file here, index.html. It has about 52.5 kilobytes of whatever data it has. Okay, so that, and remember that if you simply run it, it might not work also the script. This script is a bit lazy or lousy, we can call it. So in this case, if you guys want to, you guys can always rewrite the scripts. Okay, it's not really hard for you to do it. Okay. So just you can also rewrite on all these things, and you can run as many times as you guys like, even this command, and it will not do any, it will not break anything on your normal WordPress website. Okay, it will just work out of the box as how it is. All right. Okay, so now let's go into the S3 bucket. Let's see if it actually works this time. Okay, let's scroll down to the URL. Let's do that. There you go. My WordPress site on an Amazon S3 bucket. Okay, so yeah, that is what I have to show you guys. It's a very, very fast tech talk or whatever talk it is. Okay, so yeah. How do you guys feel? Questions shortly. So how do you guys feel?
Bad.
Feels good? Feels great? Alright, so this is the end game. Thank you guys so much. As much as listening for, I don't know, for hours is actually taxing, speaking is also taxing for a speaker. So I want you guys to speak as well in the future SRE events. And AWS user group events. We are all partners. So partners in crime. Not a crime actually, partners in knowledge. So yeah, thank you. Please fill out the feedback. This is my personal feedback, and if you guys would like to stalk me or tell me, all the links and QR codes are here. So have fun. My Instagram is there, my yoga account, my personal account, my feedback form. Yeah, thank you Xsolla for hosting us, and thank you. Thank you, Zidane.
Fantastic. Just fantastic. Yeah, we will open for the questions.
Yeah, questions.
So let's
Okay, your blog post is quite too simplistic. You didn't even put an image there.
Yeah.
Let's say you have an image. Will the script pull down the image as well?
It will.
Okay.
It will. It is because what it does is that when it runs through the website, right, your image becomes a link in this case if you see. So what happens is that the link will always retain, but the object itself will change to img tag.
Okay.
So that's what it does behind the scenes. Okay. It works the same way as you doing inspect element on your browser. It's the same thing.
Okay.
we are bridging that. No, I will not.
Wow.
This is a small tip. If anybody is planning to use this, make sure you name your bucket. If you're gonna map it to CNAME of your domain name, name your bucket the same name as the CNAME. Otherwise, somebody can hijack it.
Don't use my bucket name. Proprietary.
Any other question? Sure, I ask.
I was gonna ask, how do you store data if you have a form? Suppose you were gonna extend the block to have a form, what would be the limitation with that?
That's a good question, right? The fun part is that it actually, when it finds out there's a form to send a post request to, S3 doesn't allow you to send a post request. There's only get, hit, and all these things. So what happens is that when it finds out there's a form, it will automatically use the link it gets from the server. So what happens is that behind the scenes there's JavaScript. Okay, so the one that is going to send the request to the web server is your JavaScript. It's not a PHP backend. So in this case, JavaScript can always run on Amazon S3. So JavaScript is the one that's going to send it. It's going to send what Axios. If you guys know Axios, AXIOS. So that is what it's going to use behind the scenes to send the request. And how does it know to use Axios or not? WordPress has defined it all. We don't have to worry about that.
Yeah, that question is. Finished. It's finished. I have a question, but it's a kind of clarification. You still need to run the WordPress admin in your EC2, so you cannot get rid of the EC2 instance.
Hence, Docker.
Docker. And then the static file, which is the front-end part, will be hosted in S3. So if you are still like getting 1 or 2 visitors per day, does not make sense.
Exactly.
Same with the EC2 instance.
Exactly.
But if you are getting million per day, it means like you want to save money. So you are not hitting the EC2 directly, you hit EC3, which has the static files and faster thing. But you still need to write the blogs all from the admin from the EC2 instance.
Yeah. So whatever commands that you ran, including setting up the EC2 machine and whatever commands that works behind the scenes, same thing is happening here. You guys can run it. If you guys see, the base image is Amazon Linux 2. So I'm using the same EC2 machine's image over here, the base image. So this runs through everything, including installation of WordPress, until to the point of you running that script at the end of it. So as you guys can see, the SED file, the line is there, and everything else, the RP static is also there. So yeah, this is what it is. And by the way, I'm Inspector Gadget on GitHub, so make sure you guys follow. GitHub.com/InspectorGadget. You guys will find some a lifeless guy doing some stuff. About 300 good repositories, so have fun. Thank you.
Thank you. Fantastic. It's time for Kahoot. So whoever is focusing on the 2 talks, he can win something good.
Yeah. Take this. Bro, Xsolla. Don't drop things. You're gonna start singing this.
Docker swags, Docker swags.
Docker swags, Docker swags.
Okay, so based on what we have heard so far, the Bus Corner, Session 1, Session 2, Johar, Raeveen, based on that we'll have questions here. So the trick is, you have to recall what you heard and you have to answer as fast as you can. What there is to win? Docker merchandise. You can order three, right, Ravi? Ravi? 3. You can get 3 Docker merchandise.
The music in the laptop.
Can you just hold on? Just the music.
Who hasn't joined? Join up, guys.
Dr. Swags. Dr. Swags.
Nice talent, bro. Next time.
Dr. Swags.
You're becoming a DJ, man.
Maybe.
Do some yoga. With the music.
Do a handstand straight. Dr. Swags.
Is there anyone who hasn't joined? We are starting now.
Dr. Swags.
Are you ready? Oh, first one.
Dr. Swags.
Oh, too fast.
The new feature is group volume snapshot. It's not one.
It's one.
It's a group. It's group. So instead of one only, it's group. So just clarification. The correct answer is group.
Nice. The next one is so Gavin. Gavin is the leader. Okay. Let's go to the next question. What does EKS auto mode not automate? Load balancing, records, YAML, heading, scheduler, karaoke. I think it's records, right?
Schedule the karaoke.
Let's see. Oh. Samir.
Whoever did scheduler karaoke is the right answer.
So is Rocket.
For setting up WordPress on S3, what is required?
Ravi.
Docker, S3 bucket, coffee, both A and B. I'll prefer coffee.
Me too.
Okay, nice. So, okay. Ravi.
Wait.
Who Ravi?
Wait.
Okay, nice. Ravi is the leader in the scoreboard. Let's go to the next question. One challenge mentioned in the WordPress Honesty project was writing a blog, posting memes, PHP setup, YAML fixing. Okay. Posting memes? That would be fun. Oh, okay. Someone choose hosting memes. Nice. I like that. Okay. Let's see who's the leader in our scoreboard.
So there are 5 more to go.
Okay. So it's Gavin again. Nice. Welcome back. Next question. What is the new feature of Prometheus 3.0? Default UI, graphic AI, Minecraft plugin, astrology charts. Oh man. Nice options, bro. Oh, astrology charts still has some support. Minecraft plugin as well. Hey, the correct answer is default UI. W. Okay.
W is coming.
I think W is wow.
Last three.
Why is it beneficial to transition to autonomous cloud systems?
Replace humans.
Yeah, replace humans. That's our goal. Oh, someone said replace humans. Nice. Reduce downtime was the correct answer. Most of us got correct. Okay.
Most of us will get replaced.
Next. So, okay, W still holds his position at the scoreboard. Nice. Let's go to the second last. Which tool helps automate root cause analysis in an autonomous system? Anomaly detector, Docker, heading pods, TikTok predictor. Oh, so fast.
But most people got right.
Yep, nice.
Okay, so last two. Who's winning?
Okay, W still is the leader in the scoreboard. Nice. Guys, come on. Michael, Gavin, it's your last chance.
Still in the game.
What is an example of a self-recovery action in an autonomous cloud system? Rollback, YAML fix, rebuild faster, start from scratch. Just start from scratch.
Nice. Somebody thinks starting from scratch.
Yeah, somebody prefer start from scratch.
I would do that.
They don't want to take the hassle. Okay. Okay, W is still in the first position. Zaman and Michael fight back. Nice. The last.
It's between ZJ and Michael now.
Yeah.
Okay, last one.
The last one. What's the name of SRE community's YouTube channel? Guys, you should you should choose the correct answer. It's Zidan AI? Oh, still there's one person who believes in Zidan AI.
I think it's Zidan who selected Zidan AI.
Zidan AI.
Share the joke why Zidan AI.
So the winner, Michael, is the third. Zaman is second, and the first one is W. Nice show up. Who are you? Who is the W? Okay. Please come to the stage. You guys own the Docker swags from our Docker captain, Raeveen. The cool Docker swags will be delivered from the US Docker store to your house.
Yeah, so maybe all of us can take a picture together.
Yeah.
As long as you guys know who's number one, number two, number three.
Take picture, guys. Hug Raeveen.
Bro, social distancing.
Go. Alright, you guys did it.
Alright, so this is how it works, right? So in our meetups, in our future meetups, all our meetups we will have Docker swags because we are proudly sponsored by Docker. So that is a thing, right? So right after what happens here is that when I say about Docker swags, it's not something I have right now. Okay? It is something they order, whatever they like, from Docker store. Okay? Hopefully you guys will get that, and in order to get that fire in yourself to come for every meetup after this, organized by us, and win your swags. Okay, we don't lock people like, you should only get one code or one swag from us. Okay, you can come and win every single round and get all the swags you guys can. Okay, have fun. So here is our QR code for feedback. Make sure you guys make sure you guys scan the QR code and fill up. It will help us a lot to improve, to know what we can improve and how we can deliver our talks better. Powered by Zidane AI.
Yeah, your feedback is much appreciated. We are looking forward to improve that community. As we did mention last time, like every time when I read it, that this community is not about us only, it's about everybody in that group. So you guys build it. That's your communities, your feedback gonna be there. And yeah, we're looking forward to engage you, get with you, help you, grow together. Thank you so much for joining us today. We're gonna give you 5 minutes, then we're gonna take a group picture. Anybody want to say something before we? Right. If you guys also want to speak, speakers, or you have a company you want to sponsor that event, you guys are welcome, as well as we do a kind of mentorship. So anybody who never speaks before, want to try, we're gonna give them a kind of mentorship, so they can speak confidence next time. So you guys are welcome to participate.
Guys, if you want to subscribe to our YouTube channel, we already have one for AWS. If you want to attend all the previous meetings, we had some interesting actually talks during COVID. So we bring speakers from around the world. So check out the AWS User Group channel called AWS User Group Malaysia on YouTube. What do we name it actually again? I think I'm the one who chose Zeta AI. So do check. This is the first time we do stream it, but we're going to stream it every month. Yeah.
Could be interesting if we name it Zeta. SRE Zeta.
Can you guys watch standing here? Where's the mic? One more.
Bro, that's the one thing. I didn't think so.
Okay, let's take a group photo. All of us will be on the stage. Then let's take a group photo. Next to the team, we have the